Hey girl. Hey, how you doing? I got a question for you. Before I ask that question, I just want to lay something out for you real quick. It's Monday, Motivational Monday, and I had a whole little post and everything scheduled, but I got up today because today is the first day of our new schedule change at the airport for the next few months. So I am trying to be intentional about taking Mondays and making them my day. So I'm watching, turning on the TV so I can get some stuff done this morning, and ran across an episode of Dear Future Wifey. It's a podcast. I love this podcast because I am a believer in marriage and I believe his mission. Anyway, I just love the podcast. But I think this episode was about, it was like the fifth anniversary episode or something, and it was filmed, I'm looking at it, about 3 months ago, I think it is. But anyway, Sky and KJ Black were on there. Sky is the guy from uh, All the Queen's Men, and KJ is Andy on Sisters. And he had some more couples on there too, David Banner and John and Avatar Gray. It was a wonderful episode. It's about 3 hours long, but it is the bomb. Like, when I say they dropped some major gems in this episode about marriage, struggle, being authentic, it just, and David Banner, I mean, he showed out. But yeah, she said something. So the question I think he asked them was, how they met and how they knew that they were meant to be together or whatever. And they're telling their story. And I'm going to play a little clip of the video after I get through talking. I'm going to try not to talk too long. But I mean, it had me in tears. She said something that just, when she said it, I just broke down. I'm in the kitchen and I'm listening, and I just broke down. It was like something in me just broke. I'm running around this house. I'm praising. I'm thanking. I'm just in a whole nother world because what she said hit so hard because I am so guilty of doing it. He was asking her about their first date, and Sky, tells his point of view of everything, and she goes into hers. And I think they met in COVID, during COVID, and so it wasn't a lot to do or whatever. And she showed up at this date, and it was like she didn't put a lot of effort into it because it's COVID, so they really couldn't go anywhere. So she's thinking, we're just gonna meet up or whatever. And she mentioned something about her hair, not being done, and she had on some Jordans and stuff like that, just not. But as she explained, herself as being an overthinker, me, and an over presenter, which is me. Never really thought of myself as an over presenter, but yeah, she said she showed up as her authentic self. And that's how she knew that God was involved in the whole situation, because he saw her. She didn't have to, as she quote, she wasn't trying to look better than she felt. That statement right there, ladies, come on. How many of us have tried to look better than we feel? Now, I know that they say, fake it till you make it, and you feel good if you look good, and things like that. And that's, yeah, that's motivating you to continue to try to put your best foot forward, and to get up and put some effort into yourself. But her statement was totally different. I was trying to look better than I felt, is what she has always done. But at this particular moment in time, when she was supposed to meet Sky, who is now her husband, she didn't. And what that meant to me was, we dress up, we suck in, we boost up, we slim down, we spread out, we do all kinds of stuff. But is it because of how we are feeling in here? Or is that really who we are? Now, I'm a dresser. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to put on some heels. I'm going to do my thing. Because that's how I was raised. And that's just how I feel about myself. I want to look nice. But I can also see where I overpresent, because at one point in time in my life, when I was going out all the time and at every event and doing all this kind of stuff, I was going above and beyond. And I was doing things and wearing things I knew was not me. I was trying to hide the fact that I had just gone through a divorce. I was trying to hide the fact that I was, in a financial bind. I was trying to hide the fact that I was unhappy. I was trying to hide all that. So I'm putting on this and that, making myself look a certain way just so I can attract what I didn't need. And that's where it hit me so bad when she said I was trying to look better than I felt. God ain't in all that. You ain't finna find the one being someone that you are not. You are not being your authentic self. So you're not gonna find your person. What really blessed me is when she said when she met her husband, she came as herself. Because when it's God ordained, you don't have to stretch. You don't have to disguise yourself just to be enough, because you already are enough. And I just want to say, let's talk about that. Ladies, have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about what you're doing? If you do it, I know I'm guilty of it. But when you get up and you get dressed, or if you're in your singleness right now and you're, out and about doing things, are you really being you? I would love to continue this conversation, but I want to play the clip so that you can hear her. And then I'm going to talk about him for a second. So this is going to be a long video, but just bear with me.
With fruit and flowers and all my favorite things, because it's COVID, we can't go to a restaurant. And I showed up, I walked down the stairs with 2 Afro Puffs and some Jordans. And I don't even wear Jordans. I don't even know why I had them on. I thought we was going to the park or something lame. I really did. I was like, oh, okay, we're going to talk about the business. It's going to be cute. And that's why I know it was God. Because the KJ me who overthinks and wants to overpresent, I mean, I'm not like that no more. I've been to therapy. But at the time, I didn't know how to be my authentic self. So I would put things on to present something that wasn't really there.
That's good. That's good. You said you didn't know how to be your authentic self, so you had to put something on.
Always. If I left my house, I had my own roommate. She right there. That's my executive right now. Because listen, we network across. Stand up. How many years were we roommates, and how broke was I, and how wasn't I running into your room like, I need you to give me some jewelry, some shoes or something? Because 7 years, and we would borrow each other's clothes because I would have to look better than I felt.
Oh, we gotta let that just settle.
Wasn't that deep? Girl. Okay. Now I'm going to go shift over to him for a second, because men, they shoot they shot. It don't matter what position they in, but Sky had the intelligence to realize this woman has worked her butt off to be where she's at. This woman has made something of herself. How am I, who is just now starting, just coming out of poverty, he said, going to approach someone when I'm not really emotionally intelligent enough, confident enough, and I'm going to be more worried about how I'm going to pay this bill that we on this date, with them paying attention to her. And then there was a part in there where they asked her, you know, would she have dated him at that point when they first met? And she said no. And she was not shy about it. She was like, no, because I worked too hard to get where I'm at. And I was just now getting my breakthrough. So therefore, I'm still emotionally growing, intelligently growing as well. I'm still looking at men like, okay, can you provide? Because I'm still in the struggle bus. Even though I got this big break, I'm still in the struggle bus. So can you provide? Are you going to, you know, pull me down? What's going to happen? So therefore, not to jeopardize anything that I have worked so hard for. No, I'm not finna take my chances right now, because you are just, you're not correct yet. You're not where you need to be yet. Your outside is not matching your inside just yet. So therefore, it's not time for us to be together. Fast forward, I think it was a year, she said, or he said, one of them, you guys got to watch the podcast. A year went by before they actually went out on that date. He was more financially stable. She was in a good position. They were both on a level where they were confident about themselves. They were okay with being their authentic selves. They were more mentally focused and had more emotional intelligence to be able to be vulnerable with each other. And that's where it began. Because if they had tried to do that a year prior, with him coming out of homelessness, poverty, and just now starting, and her being where she was at, working her way to where she was at, but yet not fully stepping into it and seeing how she can, you know, maneuver around her blessing, they would have ruined it. And I appreciate that. A lot of people will knock that, but I appreciate that. Listen to him.
And not just number one on the call sheet. My wife is number one on the call sheet of the longest running black show, international number one in its demographic from 18 to 49. And that's a huge feat. And when I saw that, being in the entertainment industry, I understood that in order to get there, and found out she was from Tallahassee, Florida, and been in LA for 16 years. And I had heard she also did background, which some people call extras, for 6 years. I know this black woman had to have the ambition of 1,000 men to get to where she is, and not only that, be respected. So, with that being said, she's gorgeous. That's not to be debated. There's a lot of women that's gorgeous, but there's a certain amount of women that have a vision and direction for their life. And I knew I had a certain vision and direction for my life. And you asked a question earlier, and you said, do men find the right one at the right time? It's the right time. Because sometimes the right one, you can mess over the right one when it's your wrong time. Right? And I'm going to be honest, I personally would not have gone after my wife being a leading actress when I was valet parking cars. And I get flack for saying that. No, it's not about the money, it's about my confidence and overall actual emotional maturity and vulnerability to be able to feel good enough about myself to fill my cup up first before I can pour into her. So I'm not gonna come to you, sweetheart, when I'm standing there and I'm making $13 an hour, because right now at this point, my mindset is not right for where your life is right now. You know what I'm saying? You have prepared your way. You have gotten where you need to get at this certain moment. I'll be honest. As a black man, my mental is not there. So I'm going to get with you at the wrong time, and now I'm lacking certain skills or, again, emotional maturity that I can't even offer you because I'm at a different place in my life.
Dear Future Wifey Podcast, 5th anniversary episode, filmed about 3 months ago. You guys go watch it. It really released some things in me that I have been needing to have released and given me some good foundation. Talk to you guys later.